Okay, so hello everyone to the first episode of Standalone System, or the fourth episode of this series, the PVSyst tutorial. So today I'll be explaining the standalone system. It's really similar to the grid connected system, so I'll be explaining things faster because like everything is now similar to each other. Okay, so first of all we have to name our project. So let's say tutorial, and now we have to select a site. So I'll select a different site now. Maybe I'll select a site in Saudi Arabia, just as a different example for what you have. Um, I'll choose the site here, or maybe in, or let me choose it in the desert area here. So we will get a lot of irradiance because we are making standalone system, and in standalone system we really need to get as much solar energy as possible. So get from coordinates. Okay, so there's no site name because it's a desert area. So desert area. I'll just name it desert area. Region, it's in Asia. Country, uh, just press S and search for Saudi Arabia. And import the Meteo data. Now everything is here. Just press OK. Press save again. Yeah, and now everything is done. We have to save it as tutorial standalone. Save. Okay. Now we have to choose the plane orientation, same as before. So here we are using different countries, so we need to change the tilt angle. Okay, so here the best tilt angle should be at 41 degrees. But it's for winter case, so I'll choose for yearly case, and the best one is 25. Yeah, similar to the previous one, but here it was automatically set to sorry, so here, but it was automatically set to the winter case. I'll tell you why. Because in standalone system, the load that you have, okay, I'll just try to write on my screen. So the load that we have, so for example here, if we have a light bulb, okay, so here we have a light bulb, okay, and it's connected to the solar panel that I have. Okay, and sorry for my bad drawing, but I hope you understand. Okay, so I want my system to generate as much electricity as possible depending on the worst case scenario. I explained the worst case scenario in grid connected system, but I said it really doesn't matter. You have to choose the yearly irradiation yield because you have the grid always there. So when your solar panels are not generating enough, you can buy electricity from the grid. But now you can't buy electricity from the grid. There is no other options other than the solar panels itself. And as we know, in winter we have clouds, rain, no sun. So that's why we need to simulate depending on winter, not depending on the yearly irradiation yield. Okay, so that's why it's already selected at winter, and we have to change the tilt angle so we get the best out of our system. So I'll just type here 42, I think is the best. Okay, the azimuth, I think we have to keep it as it is because, yeah, keep it as it is, as 0. Okay, so that's why we need to keep our solar panels at 42 degrees in winter case, and we have to optimization with respect to do the optimization with respect to winter. Okay, now we have to define the user needs. This is the new feature of the standalone system. Okay, it's not a new feature, it's the difference between it and the grid connected system. So here we can define what we have. So for example, lamps, we have 5 lamps, 3 TV, mobile, and PC. So for example, 1 and 1 fridge, dishwasher 1, for example. Okay, now we have to define the power for them. Okay, Uh, we can define it seasonally, monthly, or yearly, but I'll go with yearly. And I have to define the power. So, for example, the lamps they go by 35 watts. The TV, mobile, and the PC, let's say for example 500 watts because a lot of PCs use 500 watts of electricity. And I have to select the fridge, let's say 800, it's in kilowatt hours per day. So you can just Google it, fridge kilowatt hour per day. You can see it's 1 to 2 kilowatt hours per day. Just check here, it's 130 watts. So let's say 2 kilowatt hours per day. Okay. The dishwasher, simply just Google it again. Dishwasher, kilowatt hour per day. It's 1.2 to 1.5. So let's write it as, it's in watt average. Dishwasher watt. Okay, so it's about 1200 to 2400. So I write 2000 watts on average. Okay, and now we have to select how many hours the lamps are being turned on per day. So in our day we have 24 hours. Let's say we are using, we want to get the maximum of our system, so we'll turn on the lights at 6 p.m., turn them off at 6 a.m., so it's only 12 hours per day. The TV, let's say 24 hours per day, because TV, mobile, PC, or let's say 16 hours per day, 8 hours of sleep, so we won't be using. Now we have to specify the hours. We have to go to hourly distribution. As we can see, the fridge and the deep freeze is 24 hours running. The dishwasher, it's just 2 hours, and the selected time is here. So we have to make our system depending on how it really is, because it really differs depending on the storage, the solar panels, and how much generation, and to reduce the excess energy losses. So sometimes when we generate, let's say for example, if we generate 100 kilowatt hours and the battery is fully charged, the 100 kilowatt hours, it's either going to the load or it's dumped. We don't have any other options here. So that's why it's really important to select the best timings for each and every application. So for the dishwasher and clothes washer, maybe I'll make it run at I'll keep those two timings. Yeah, so the TV, as I mentioned here, they should be running 16 hours. So I'll just go here. So each block is half an hour. Okay, so now it's 9 hours. I'll just select now here to complete it to 16. Now it's 16 hours. So if I change the number of hours to, let's say 17, it will automatically change here. And now for the lamps, let's say at 6 to 6. Okay. Okay, so now it's 12 hours, just 12 hours at night. And I have now to press OK, just I have to keep it as 16. And here's the daily global consumption of electricity. Press OK. Press OK, and everything is fine. For the user needs, there are also, you can load some templates that they are mentioned here. So I'll use this one is 2 kilowatt hour. This is 10 kilowatt hour. So I'll use it. Just it's just pre-configuration. So maybe I'll simulate everything regarding it, so the data here is more accurate and not just random numbers. So I'll select OK and then go to the system. So as we can see here, we have first to select the storage, the PV array, the backup, and here's the simplified sketch. Okay, so let's go with the battery. I'll use Samsung SDI, for example. No, I will not select Samsung. Okay, so let me select Electrona, sorry. Okay, so let me select generic, for example, just as random. So I'll be selecting a battery. So here are sort batteries by voltage, capacity, and manufacturer. So I will be selecting by capacity. Okay, so this battery here has 400 ampere hour of storage, 2 volts, and this one 25.6 with 180. Okay, let me go to all manufacturers and see batteries. Maybe select the best option. Okay, so I might be selecting a small battery, so I'll do a string of batteries. So I'll just select this battery here, and it will automatically define the number of batteries in series, the number of batteries in parallel. So it's now 32 batteries in total. 8 times 4 is 32. And the global capacity is 12,208, and the stored energy is 46.4 kilowatt hours. The weight is 2 tons, which is 2000 kilograms, because I'm using a large battery, for example. The total stored energy during the battery lifetime is 78 megawatt hours of electricity. Okay, so here we have to define the battery operating temperature. So let's say fixed to 35 degrees, or maybe let's say 30 degrees. Okay, so just increase the temperature a little bit. And now the error message here says that you have to select the PV module. So I'll use the Sony coil, same as the grid connected, I think, and I have to select this one. I'll go with the same option. Yeah, so here it automatically chooses for me the best option, which is 2 in series 4 strings for my system. Okay, and also I here forgot to mention that here are some optimizers that you can use for your system. So for example, direct coupling, maximum power point tracking, DC-DC converter. It really depends on what you want for your system to have the best out of it. Okay, so I'll keep it as it is. I'll just press cancel and reselect my system again. Okay, so I'll go with this battery right here, 24 times 2, just keep it as it is. And I will go with my solar panels, these ones, so it's 2 times 4. Please choose a controller model or operating mode for a universal controller. So I have to select one here. The best one I think is the MPPT converter. So MPPT converter, 1000 watt, 48 volts, 45 ampere, 45. Maybe I can choose direct coupling or DC-DC converter, but I'll go with the MPPT converter. And now here, if you want to select a generator that will give you an extra electricity in case of any shortages, but I won't be selecting, I can increase the number of solar panels to 2 times 6, or maybe 3 times 6. Let's keep it 3 times 4, so it's 12 solar panels. Press OK. The system is good, but it's showing... Okay, so the PV array seems slightly oversized. Okay, I think 2 by 4. Let's check if there are any errors. No, everything is fine. Okay, the detailed losses, we have to select it and define it as I mentioned in the grid connected system. Okay, so I'll finish here the episode because I've taken so long, and in the next episode I'll run the simulation and explain the data that we are getting and see the near shading and how to do it. And have a great day.